Today, Precarious plays
Zone of the Enders, the second runner. One of the reasons why I'm so burnt out right now, the game was significantly harder to play.
Yeah.
Hold on, this is making me mad. Like, this is... If it were easier, I would demand that we restart the episode right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the Claude's moves. Like, it's insulting and it's really time-consuming, and I hate games that do that. Like, with these extended grab attacks that are given to, like, common enemies. Like, it's bad enough when it's, like, a boss. For something like this that you fight several of at a time, it should be illegal. It should be criminal. Whoever put it in the game should go to prison. Is that hyperbole? No. Not an ounce of hyperbole. It is a real truth.
Wait, stop. Correct your direction.
Yes.
Really? The mines are still...
Good. Move forward.
I feel like she's lying to you.
In what way? Like, there are no mines? No, here. It's the end of the scene.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know, it
So-
really is very pretty on the Xbox 360.
Getting here was so draining, though. Actually playing it.
Long time no see, old man. I have something to ask of you.
I can imagine.
Because
About that frame
the slowdown, the little
Sure is.
interruptions in gameplay,
proceed down here
they
by
took
yourself.
A
so much
basic-
more out of me trying to
In a
compensate
special way.
for them.
Show me your skills.
Also, there was a weird scene where I think that the train catch scene looked a little worse because it's like the tunnel didn't get completely dark. I feel like in the PS2 version there was this moment where it appears like the train has stopped and Jehuty has like escaped danger,
Yeah.
and then it comes screaming out of this dark tunnel. You never really lose track of it in the same way in this version of the game. Okay, I gotta think. They are enemies that tend to stay low to the ground. So that means... Oop, nope. Gauntlet? Gauntlet.
So if you don't mind me talking about Monster Hunter World,
Yeah, talk about whatever you
little
want.
bit
because
more.
I think this is probably going to be the last time that we go back to this version of the game,
yeah.
because it put me in a bad mood playing through the same stuff again in this version of the game.
Which, if you watch the recording session on the PS2 version, not the case.
Yeah, that did not happen. I was happy as a very happy clam. Like, not like a sad clam, like a really happy, just like, woo, I'm here doing clam things.
You know, filtering the water, lots of nutrients and
And
algae
making
in the
pearls,
water.
probably. I don't know what clams do.
Pearls are not a process that happy clams have to endure. Pearls are scar tissue.
Oh, and then I'm a pearlless clam. Yeah.
Yeah, no grit, no sand, just all the water bugs. Not bugs, but single celled. You know what? If you ever want to look into what clams do to be happy, do that on your own time, because I'm not always an encyclopedia of random biology knowledge. But anyways, happy clams. So you were like a happy clam, and now this is stressful. And boy, does it look nice, but wow, is it stressful.
Yeah, and the phalanx. The phalanx in this version is considerably worse than in the PS2 version.
Is it slower or just slower? Is timing really the biggest problem between here and there?
The timing is a big issue, but no, I mean like the way that you input the controls
Yeah.
makes it harder to use
Okay.
in a noticeable way.
So,
Because what happened is I wound up depleting a ton of energy. Here, let me show you very briefly. I think that it's tied to like the duration of the press. So anytime I wanted to use it, because there's Metatron right there, I'll just go ahead and get it. To get to this point where it's actually focused, I had to use up a lot of energy, and every time I would get hit by something, I would be canceled out of it, and I'd have to start back at this useless like spread fire, right?
Yeah, which made you waste a bunch of sub-energy.
Right, and even your homing lasers run off of sub-energy, I should mention. Anyway, that aside.
Okay, so Monster Hunter World, on the face of it, actually playing it and stuff, I like it. However, I think that the visuals are really different than the one that I played, and I like the visuals from that one better. Monster Hunter
4 Ultimate.
Okay. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate being the version that I first played. Basically, we were waiting for Monster Hunter World to come out on the PC, and I was like, let me try a Monster Hunter game that is as close to the PC as I can get so that I can practice the mechanics, and decide if I even really want to invest time in playing this game. Because it's a game that being good at it is kind of the fun part. You know, it's not skill. This Monster Hunter, for me, is about enjoying getting good at the skills necessary to wield the complicated weapons that are available. That's what it is for me. Because I don't love the idea of running around slaying a bunch of fucking monsters, because I see a bunch of really amazing monsters and go, oh, let's make them a nature preserve and give them snacks. Like, that's what I'm about, okay? So, I'm not there for the story. I really couldn't give a rat's ass about what elder dragon lava monster is going where. I don't care. I don't care. Not even a little bit. I want to show up and have the joy of, you know, getting good at a combat system. Like, it feels to me a lot like Smash Bros. I get the same type of happiness from Smash Bros. As I do for this game. So I was trying to decide if I even really wanted to play it, if it was something that I was going to be able to get enjoyment out of. So I played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And I played with the Switch Axe, and not for very long.
No, Charge Blade.
Charge Blade. Dang it, why do I keep trying to call it the Switch Axe?
I used to do it before I played the entirety of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate with that as my main. I did the same thing. The Charge Blade as my main. I confused them. It's because they're both just sort of like two aggressive words. It's like Charge Blade, Switch Axe.
Well, it's just that when you look at it, to me, when you put the shield and the shield runs down the blade, it looks like it's switching into an axe.
It is. In Japan, I think its name references axe.
Well, alright. The Charge Blade is the real name for it. So, I liked the Charge Blade. I thought it was fun, and I didn't get into it enough to get really crazy with it. But I was very happily enjoying my Charge Blade, and I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to get it when it comes out on PC. And then it took, like, so much extra time to come out on PC that I almost, like, gave up on it. I was like, yeah, I'll play Monster Hunter World, you know, right after I get that bathtub installed full of chocolate. Like, it's just like, it's not...
Get your priorities in order.
Yeah. Well, okay, right before I install the Willy Wonka-esque chocolate bathing facility.
I can go around this way.
You know, so
Weird.
like, I didn't think that I was going to get to play it for a long time. And I had gotten all excited and watched all of the Insect Glaive videos for Monster Hunter World. And I can't overstate how excited I am about playing Monster Hunter World. But when I got there, it was all different colors and things weren't as toony. And I like them toony. Like, simplified in a cartoonish way. I don't want to say cel-shaded because that's not it. But
Juicy.
Juicy. The colors were more juicy. The characters were more stylized and abstracted. And I know that it's probably because, not necessarily because they wanted to make them more abstracted, based on, what Monster Hunter World looks like. It was probably because they were putting it on a handheld. But I liked it better. And I think that it really sold the ridiculousness of going after these hilariously strange and wondrous monsters and hunting them down and eating these hilarious monster chops and the doofy cats and all of the... I don't know, I just don't like the extra detail. I hate to be like that because somebody worked hard on that, but I just don't like it as much. Which makes me a little bit sad. It wasn't quite what I was expecting. That said, oh my god, Insect Glaive! It's gonna be so rad! And there are different bugs, and I'm gonna go out with my bug friend, and we're going to make mincemeat out of everything that we need to make mincemeat out of.
Yeah, I've been using a light bowgun. This time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used, the second time I played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, I used the light bowgun, and I became very proficient with it, right?
Yeah.
It's really easy in Monster Hunter World, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, there are too many features to describe, right?
Yeah.
But just the fact that I had never played Monster Hunter with 2 control stick style devices before.
Yeah.
Like 2 sources of analog input. That alone makes it considerably easier to be a gunner.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure after we figure out how to get to the lowest level, that's when, like, there's a big boss fight that happens, or very soon thereafter.
Yeah.
So I would like to go far enough here to find that point. I know that this episode might drag on a little bit because of that.
I mean, that's fine. I have like 2 or 3 or 10 more things to say about Monster Hunter, and I've only played like 3 hours of it. Like, not even that much, because I know I spent a long time deciding what shade of
Pink cat.
the pink calico I wanted. Okay, look, they just shouldn't give a visual person like me that many options, okay? I'm alright with that. Sometimes limiting choices can be helpful.
Criminy crackers! God, game.
Which is up? How is up?
No, it's not that. It's just the mummy heads in this particular zone are not cool.
Nasties. The, you brought up controllers.
Yeah.
So when I played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, I was playing it on 3DS XL.
Without the Pro stick.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, as much as I loved playing it, I'm like, my hands were not happy. It hurt after a while. I would get like cramps because it's just that hands are not rectangle shaped. They're not super good at holding on to that rectangle shape. And also, it's a little small. Maybe if it was a bigger rectangle, had some sort of soft curves to it, maybe a screen in the middle. Maybe that would be better. I don't know.
Wait, I think you're describing a Nintendo Wii U gamepad.
Perhaps.
Yeah, you nearly pulled a fast one on me.
Yeah, I quite like that controller. I like it just fine.
That's so weird because at every available opportunity, I use the Pro controller instead.
I don't not like the Pro controller. I'm just saying that if I have to hold the entire game in my hands, I like that. That is a good, if it has to be a rectangle, let's do that. So, anyways, playing Monster Hunter World, you hooked up our Steam controller. Is that what it's called? It's just called a Steam controller?
Yes, it's a Steam controller.
Yes, well, I am very much enjoying playing with a a proper, no, that's not nice.
Home console controller?
Yes, thank you. A home console controller. The kind with the wings that stick out into your palms.
That's still not actually...
No,
a
because
gamepad.
of the nunchuck.
A gamepad. It's called a gamepad.
Is it called a gamepad?
Yeah, it's just called a gamepad. You're playing with a gamepad.
Okay, well...
Because it's not really a home console controller because it's a Steam controller.
I like playing with the bow-shaped controllers because they fit my hands better. And even though I think that our Steam controller is a little bit big, like, it's still way nicer to play.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning that the internet, if I remember correctly, they are not down to clown with the Steam controller.
I like it.
I love it, and I think that you tolerate it, and it's sort of grown on you because I speak so highly of it.
I'm getting used to it.
Listen, man, I have found, just as an example for Monster Hunter World, I have found pressing both attack buttons simultaneously to one of the flappy panels.
Yeah.
And listen, I played a lot of Monster Hunter, hundreds of hours of Monster Hunter without the Pro stick for the 3DS.
Yeah.
I am allowed
At this
to
point.
use the extra buttons on the Steam controller to ease play a little bit. And it works. It works fantastically. I never mess up an attack. The input is never a limiting factor now for me.
Yeah, I have to say that in comparison with playing things like the same type of game on the 3DS, I would 100% of the time prefer a Steam controller. Like, it's much nicer. It's at least I'm very used to an Xbox 360 controller. That is the controller that I have spent the most time using. And everything that is somewhat shaped like that is a lot easier for me to deal with. I also like the GameCube controllers quite well. And the PlayStation control, well, you know, it's that bow-shaped controller. I like my controllers to look like I could sit them on the top of my head at a jaunty angle. And everyone would tell me I was a beautiful boy. That's what I want.
I did it. I found the passage forward. We'll pick up here next time.